car bomb has killed 4 people in a town south of Baghdad. Pakistan's Prime Minister arrived in Kabul for a one-day visit. In Thailand, anti-government protesters placed padlocks on the doors of several state-run offices. Good afternoon, welcome to the 5 p.m. main news bulletin here on KSA2. Those were the headlines and other news in detail. Iraqi authorities say a car bomb has killed 4 people near a bus stop in the town just south of Baghdad. Police officials say the blast happened Saturday morning as commuters waited for a ride in Mahmudiyah, 30 kilometers, 20 miles south of the capital. They say 7 were wounded, and the medics in a nearby hospital confirmed that the casualty figures were all there, and officials spoke on the condition of the anonymity because they were not authorized to talk to the media. Violence has spiked in Iraq over the last 7 months. Saturday's attack brings the total death toll so far this month to 485, according to an Associated Press count. Many attacks may be unreported. Egyptian security forces fired volleys of tear gas on Saturday to disperse the stone-throwing protesters in central Cairo, denouncing a series of arrests connected to a new law against street demonstrations. Riot police with shields, batons and helmets could be seen clashing protesters. And the demonstrations was held near a Cairo court of condemned the detention of 24 activists arrested on Tuesday while taking part in a protest which was not authorized by the authorities. Egyptian activists were angered by a controversial protest law enacted on Sunday that allows security agencies to bar protests while also setting prison terms and high fines for violators. On a Saturday, traffic came to a halt, shops closed, and residents ran in panic in Cairo's Abdi neighborhood where the clashes took place. Thousands of demonstrators rallied in the Pride and Dignity arena from several areas to expose the conspiracies being hatched against Sunnis in Iraq this week under the name "We Are Continuing Despite Your Terrorism." More details in the following report.
We are continuing despite your terrorism. The address of Friday today that thousands of demonstrators rallied in the Pride and Dignity arena from several areas to expose the conspiracies being hatched against Sunnis in Iraq. Duplication is one of the accusations made by the preachers and tribal leaders of 6 Protestant provinces to the Iraqi government after attempts to end the sit-ins. The above preacher confirmed that the head of the Sunni advisory opinion, Mahdi al-Sumaida, represents only himself. He is far from the sincerity and honesty, demanding the local administration of the province to choose a new mayor from Fallujah people.
We will not accept the money. We want our dignity. We do not want money. We do not want airports. We do not want installations. But we want our pride.
It should be noted that the government made a compromise initiatives through establishing an airport and a refinery in Anbar. But those attempts failed because of refusing of protesters, as the Iraqi authorities known in arbitrary arrests and regular assassinations to the demonstration leaders, not to mention the arrest of 67 women during the past few days. They are hiding in a cover of democracy and concealing criminal tensions, according their words.
The issue here is not the demand for a particular component. The issue concerning with the entire country. The security situation is deteriorating. It's not brought under control, especially during the current year. Since July so far, according to UN statistics, 7,000 of Iraqi have been killed and thousands injured. So the demands of protesters on this case is realistic demands carrying in media.
the policy of exclusion and marginalization, as well as recurring security breaches, a reason that pushed Sunnis out in constitutional and legitimate demands to reduce the wave of killings and deporting the ongoing violations carried out by security forces as well as armed militias belonging to some officials. Providing dignity better than building refineries and parks. The sitting leaders have expressed their rejection of an exploitation on political gains that's playing in the destiny of Iraqi people. For KSA2, this is Firaz Garanfar, Baghdad, Iraq.
Pakistan's Prime Minister arrived in Kabul for a one-day visit to discuss energy projects aimed at alleviating chronic power shortages in both countries. Nawaz Sharif, on his first visit to Afghanistan since being elected, will hold talks with President Hamid Karzai, who has been pushing Pakistan for help in talking to the Taliban and for access to a Taliban leader. Many Taliban leaders are thought to be based in Pakistan, according to Afghanistan, and Kabul has sought Islamabad's help in bringing the militant group to the table. The two leaders will also discuss a plan to expand an electricity distribution network to ship surplus power from the Central Asian states of Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan through Afghan and into Pakistan. Secretary General of the International Islamic Relief Organization Kingdom is visiting Pakistan on the invitation of Pakistani Religious Affairs Minister Sardar Mohammad Yusuf. During his first visit, he is attending the different ceremonies and activities, including the ceremony of orphanage houses being run by the IIRO. More in the following report.
Secretary General of International Islamic Relief Organization Ehsan bin Saleh Tayyab attended a prize distribution function of 2 orphanages run by IIRO and emphasized the importance and helping of educating orphans to make them productive members of society. He also vowed that IIRO would continue their worldwide orphan care programs.
It is a matter of pride that our institutions are taking good care of orphans and making them productive members of society. I am really impressed with their performance and congratulate the IIRO staff in Pakistan and teachers and organizers of orphanages who are performing their duty while keeping in mind the teaching of Quran and Hadith.
Students of Dar Ali and Dar Ibrahim orphanage performed so meticulously that enthralled the audience and guests. IIRO country had outlined the activities of IIRO Pakistan office for orphans and appreciated the support of Saudi Arabia and its institutions, including IIRO, for taking care of needy in Pakistan.
Besides our other relief, rehabilitation activities, construction of water wells and mosques, we are taking good care of orphans and teaching them latest knowledge besides giving them good religious education. We would continue serving our Muslim brothers under the support and guidance of Saudi officials and Secretary General, who is taking personal interest, and IIRO officials who are always supporting the cause of orphans in Pakistan.
Secretary General of IIRO during his ongoing visit has approved and inaugurated several relief and rehabilitation related projects worth billions of rupees that has impressed Pakistani officials. That's why in loud words they appreciated the role of IIRO in helping millions of poor and needy people in Pakistan.
This is my urge that every single individual orphan needs attention, and we have to work together for the betterment of these orphan students and orphans in Pakistan and all over. And many other orphans are looking for the good hands. We should join hands together to work for the orphans. And I would also appreciate the role of International Islamic Organization in all over the world.
Girl students of other private orphanages also participated in the function, while Secretary General also bestowed awards to Pakistani journalists for their matchless support in spreading the message of IIRO by highlighting their activities in the media. That's why 200 million Pakistanis were informed and appreciated the IIRO activities for the welfare of masses in Pakistan. during his week-long visit to Pakistan's secretariat houses being run by IIRO in Islamabad and Mansehra. He also distributed awards among the top achievers and also among those media persons who are promoting Saudi activities in Pakistan. Zafar Mahmood Sheikh, KSA2, Islamabad.
In Ukraine, police are swinging truncheons waded into a crowd of about 400 protesters on Kyiv's Independence Square and took 35 demonstrators into custody. About 10,000 people had rallied on the square on Friday evening to protest President Viktor Yanukovych's refusal to sign an association agreement with the European Union. Opposition leader Oleh Tenbuk, leader of the Nationalist Political Party, was outside the police station where the detained protesters were taken on Saturday morning. He said 7 protesters had been taken to hospital and 6 had been released. Ukrainian opposition leaders have vowed to press ahead with protests against the president despite the violent dispersal of demonstrators during the night. In the United Kingdom, 3 people have been killed after a police helicopter crashed in the Scottish city of Glasgow. Scottish police said 32 people were evacuated to hospitals across Glasgow, and rescuers were searching through the ruins of the building where the helicopter carrying 2 police officers, witnesses said. There were about 120 people inside the building when the accident occurred at 10:25 local time. Deputy Chief Constable said that a full investigation is now underway. However, this early stage it is too early to provide details on why the helicopter came down. She added that they are working hard to recover people still inside the building. Anti-government protesters in Thai capital Bangkok placed padlocks on the doors of several state-run offices on Saturday, continuing a week-long campaign to paralyze the administration of Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra. The opposition-led protesters have urged followers to ratchet up a campaign that has so far included seizing the finance ministry, turning off power at police headquarters, and camping out at a sprawling government office complex. At the Department of Special Investigations, protesters removed barricades and barbed wire blocking the entrance to the building. The protesters' next targets were the nearby headquarters of 2 state telecommunications agencies, where they placed padlocks on the doors. Authorities continue their hands-off approach to the protesters in an effort to avoid violence in the country's increasingly tense political conflict. As part of the government's strategy to avoid confrontation, there are no police presence outside any of the offices, which had only civilian security guards. A Mozambique airline plane carrying 33 people crashed in a remote border area, killing all on board, according to the Namibian media reported. The Namibia press agency quoted Bolan Sangwasa, a deputy police commissioner, as saying the plane crashed in a national park near the border with Angola and there were no survivors. The plane was carrying 27 passengers, including 10 Mozambicans, 9 Angolans, 5 Portuguese, and 1 citizen, each from France, Brazil, and China. 6 crew members were on board, it said, in flight TM470 from Maputo. The Mozambican capital did not land as scheduled in the Angolan capital on Friday afternoon. And now a quick review of the headlines. 4 killed in a car bomb. Pakistan's Prime Minister arrived in Kabul for a one-day visit. In Thailand, anti-government protesters placed padlocks on the doors of several state-run offices.